Welcome to Channel AMAC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell inside so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one of getting all the insight. Now today's video is all about 491 visa, subclass 491. It's probably, well, it has become the most inquired subclass visas. Well, why? Because a couple of years ago the government of Australia has decided to promote the concept and the idea of regional skill migration. Well, the reason why is they have noticing that there has been too populated in the city of Sydney, Melbourne, a little bit in Brisbane, so they decide not to actually get people to come to large cities anymore, perhaps to get them to go to regional Australia. So they have manufactured and redesigned the subclass. It was called 489 subclass before, and now they like to change some numbers and giving this 491. So if you do not know about 491, you may as well to do a little bit of research, perhaps just do a search in this channel AMAC. You probably will find a lot of information there. Now today's topic is all about 491 3 years of blockage. Now what is this all about? Now obviously the 491 3-year block, it's all about locking those skilled migrants by utilizing visa condition to actually let them actually only be in regional Australia. So why do they do that? Why do the government of Australia do not give the freedom or movement of the 491 visa holders to go around Australia? Well, of course they have the freedom under the Constitution of Australia, but if you've been found out that once you get granted the 491 visa and you left regional Australia to other states or other cities that is not regional, or you are looking towards to lodge a new visa right after you've been granted 491, that probably would jeopardize your visa and your future migration plan. So let's have a look of these things. I'm gonna take you into it and slowly explain a bit by bit. So this channel is all about transparencies and information base, so that you get all these information and make the right decision. Now obviously some people may not have the desire to choose either this visa is good for me or that visa is good for me. They probably don't have that luxury to have those options, but again, you need to know the rights and what to do and what not to do. So subclass 491, now this is very generic information on the immigration website, where you can actually Google and find them. They give you 5 years of visa and there's some fees, and also the processing time nowadays is ridiculous. But obviously the current government, the new Albanese government, the Labour government, is looking towards to fast track and put more human resources into Home Affairs to sort this out. So anyway, this is gonna be good news for everybody. So if the visa can move faster, it's all good. Now obviously it gives you an option to apply for permanent residence after 3 years, provided these 3 years you are in regional Australia. So if you move around, going to other places, or you decide to lodge other visas, you probably will be prevented to do so. Now another web page that I want to show is you can actually find this page called check visa details and conditions. So how do you find it? Well, just Google it. It's pretty easy. You punch in Home Affairs space check visa detail and conditions, you'll find yourself landing into this page. Now the good side about this page is that it provides you information about all the conditions of all visas, and it's actually very convenient. They have a search bar here, punch in whatever the number or name of the visa, you'll find it. So here I've already done so. I put subclass 491, and that way here we go. So that has how many conditions? 1 2 3 4 5 visa conditions, and the most inquire and that we're going to go through is the 8579 and 8580, which I have expanded for you. So the previous two is pretty easy. You know, must not marry before you get into a relationship before entry, or notify passport checkings or updates. Now, okay, let's start with the first one. The condition 8579, live, study, work in designated regional area. So what does this mean? It's pretty straightforward. That means, you know, once you get in your 491, please don't go to Sydney, don't go to Melbourne, don't go to Brisbane City to work. If you've been found out you work there, study there, damn, your visa probably will be cancelled. So while you're in Australia, you must study, live and work in the listed designated regional area. Well, it's actually a huge list. The easier way is just don't go to Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane. That's it, because that's the four major cities that is not categorized as designated regional area, and the rest of the areas around Australia is designated regional area. Cool, hey? That including Gold Coast, that including Adelaide, Perth. Okay, now, so if you hold a 491 visa, just stay where you are. And obviously, I'm not going to talk too detailed about 494 because that's employment sponsored regional visa. So if you're sponsored by a regional employer, obviously you don't move around. You're being employed. You're supposed to work there. You cannot go around anyway. So that's the reason I'm not going to put in detail with 494 today. Now moving onward onto condition 8580, provide evidence of your live and study and work. So what do they do? How do you do this? Now, from my experience as a visa consultant and managing thousands of clients, we got visa holder of 491. So within 3 months of some sort, there's no specific time frame. Now immigration will actually send us an email and say, look, please go into your email account and update us your current living address and provide some evidence of support. So for example, your lease, your pay slips, I don't know, your telephone bill, utility bill, whatever that you can actually provide to show that you are still in regional area. Now there's also another question here, is that if I have granted with 491 sponsor, for example, by the Northern Territory, now can I, by law, can I go to Adelaide? Well, the answer is yes and also no. Well, let's start with the no. Now, the no is when you get invited by which particular the state or territories governments, they will always like you to sign a statement they call commitment statement. Now, the commitment statement basically says this: I, who and who, with the date of birth and the passport detail, that I am committed to stay in this state or this region for 3 years and work, stay, and live here. And obviously, if you don't sign it, then they're going to invite you. Okay? Now, the problem here is once you arrive in that area, and you cannot find any jobs, and you hardly can survive because the opportunity there is not there. For example, if you are let's go for your environmental technologies, for example, and there is no certain type of job available in the region. Now, you need to accrue those material and supporting evidences that showing that you cannot actually find any kind of jobs of such. Then you will be eligible to actually relocate to other designated regional area, but still you cannot go to Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane. Okay, now last but not least, there's also laws preventing you to apply any other visas while you are a holder of 491 visas. Now unfortunately, Legend Com is actually down with the maintenance at the moment. I'm gonna show you a raw law dictionary, which is very hard to read with all wordings in there. Here we go. It's really boring. It's all the legal regulations and items here. Now, first of all, I'm gonna only show you two, and then I go to another specific legislative instrument. Again, this is all the law, very boring, but I'm gonna pick straight away to where it says that. So under the subclass 189. Now, obviously, you say, "Well, Cal, we're lodging for, we're getting 491. Why are you showing us 189?" Well, see, once you got your 491 visa, your crew work experiences, you probably meet other requirements for other type of visa, but you are prevented to do so. Why? Because see, if you are eligible for 189, for example, you get invited by 189 visa, and you lodged it, you still fail. Why? Because 189 visa 189.224A says this, subclass for applicant held. If you have a 491 visa or 494 visa, okay, within the time that the applicant must have been held the visa for at least 3 years at the time of application. What does that mean? That means you need to hold 491 visa for at least 3 years. Once that 3 year lapse, 3 year and 1 day, then you will be eligible to lodge 189 visa. So it prevents you holding a 491 visa less than 3 years to actually lodge for another type of visa, and that is what I call this 491 3-year blockage. You know, it's a 3-year block. Okay, you cannot choose anything else. It's the same thing that we go to 190. You see this exact same law, copy and paste here again. You need to add at least 3 years. So the 491 3-year block, this is exactly what it is. And in more straightforward and direct information on the legislative instrument, now it's more, you see that this is the law. It's very boring, it's all wordy and with all these legal logics. Now I'm showing you here, it says this, you know, you're prevented to do so, to lodge it, to apply for any other visa while you're holding 491 visa within 3 years for the following: 124, 132, 186, 188, 189, 190 visa. You see that there? Right, that block there. And that's the reason that we call this 491 visa the 491 3-year block. You know, so once you got it, forget about doing anything else. You go, okay, you can only stay where you're at, work there, and it's fair as well, because once you hit that 3 year, why would you bother to get another invitation from 189 or 190? Because you can apply for 191 straight away. You can become a permanent resident straight away under subclass 191, and that is the whole purpose and design of this regional skill migration scheme. Anyway, should you have more question query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.